might be breaking federal law right now without even realizing it, just by pressing a button on that new radio you bought. Most people think if a walkie-talkie is sold on a big website like Amazon, then it must be totally legal for anyone to use right out of the box. That is a huge mistake that could lead to a knock on your door from the government and a fine that costs more than your car. If you are getting into radios for hiking or emergency prep, you have to understand the difference between FRS, GMRS, and ham, or you're going to get into big trouble. Let us start with the easiest one, which is FRS, or the Family Radio Service. These are the colorful plastic radios you see at big box stores that usually come in a 2-pack for $30. The best part about FRS is that it is completely license-free for every single person in the United States. You can hand one to your kid or your neighbor and start talking immediately without filling out a single piece of paperwork. The catch is that these radios are very weak and they are stuck with small antennas that you are not allowed to remove. They only put out about 2 watts of power on most channels, which means you might only get a mile or 2 of range in the woods. But what if you need more distance and you want to talk 5 or 10 miles away? That is where things get complicated because you step into the world of GMRS, or the General Mobile Radio Service. GMRS radios look exactly like FRS radios, but they are much more powerful and they allow you to use huge antennas on your house or your Jeep. Here is the big legal trap because you absolutely must have a license from the FCC to press the talk button on a GMRS radio. The good news is that there is no test to pass for a GMRS license, and you just have to pay $35 on a government website. That license covers you and your entire immediate family for 10 whole years, which is a pretty great deal for better safety. However, many people skip this step because they think nobody is listening, or that the government has better things to do than track down a hiker. But if you interfere with a local emergency repeater or a park ranger frequency, you will find out very quickly that they are indeed listening. Then we have the big daddy of the radio world, which is ham radio or amateur radio. This is for the people who want to talk to astronauts on the space station or bounce signals off the moon to someone in Japan. For ham radio, you cannot just pay a fee because you have to sit down and pass a written multiple choice exam about electronics and laws. If you try to use a ham radio without that specific call sign and license, you are looking at fines that can reach $20,000 per day. I see new users making the same dangerous mistake every single day by buying a cheap 5-watt radio online and using it on random frequencies. They think because the radio allows them to type in a number that it is legal for them to use that number, but that is not how the law works. The FCC sees the airwaves like public roads where you need the right permit to drive a specific type of vehicle in a specific lane. If you drive a tank on a sidewalk, you're going to get arrested, and the same thing happens if you use a high-power radio on a restricted frequency. If you just want to talk to your buddies while skiing, then stick to FRS because it is simple and totally legal for everyone. If you want more power for your family on a camping trip, then pay the fee for GMRS and stay on the right side of the law. Only move up to ham radio if you actually want a new hobby, and you are willing to spend time studying for that technical exam. Knowing these rules keeps the airwaves clear for emergency workers and keeps your bank account safe from those massive government penalties. Check out this next video to see which specific radio models are the best value for beginners this year.